For this week's Read and Reflect, I'm going to focus on a verse from Luke chapter 8. And as this chapter starts out, Jesus is giving the parable of the sower. And as he's concluding that parable, in verse 15, he says, "But the seed on good soil stands for those with a noble and good heart, who hear the word, retain it, and by persevering produce a crop." And then he comes to verse 16. And that's the verse I want to focus on. And Luke 8:16 says, "No one lights a lamp and hides it in a clay jar or puts it under a pot or puts it under a bed. Instead, they put it on a stand so that those who come in can see the light." Now, Jesus liked to talk in parables a lot, but I think that they can be helpful for us. I think the imagery that they create can help us draw connections and enhance our understanding. And as I considered this verse and I put myself in this verse, I imagine myself in a dark room, in this environment where I can't see the shape of the room. I can't see the things that I need. I can't see where the things are that might trip me up. But there's hope, because this verse says that I have a lamp that I can light. In some translations, it refers to it as a candle. But how much sense would it make if I took that lamp and I then hid it under a bed? The only space that would be illuminated would be under the bed. I still wouldn't be able to see the other things in the room that might trip me up. And if I took that candle and I put it under a clay jar, well, that candle's just going to extinguish itself once it's removed from the oxygen. As I continued to look at this verse, I thought about how it said that we should put it on a stand so that those who come in can see the light. And I started thinking about our duty to share the truth of the gospel with others. That's what the light represents in this verse. It's the truth that we have when we know and understand the gospel. And that dark room around us is the world around us. It's the world that is driven by a sinful nature. And we have this great commission to take that gospel that we have, the truth that we have, that's able to bring things out into the open and to share that with others. I was thinking about a story that I heard one time about a Christian man who shared the gospel with a friend that he had known for years. And that friend, after hearing it, said, "How dare you? If you believe this is true, this is important stuff and everyone needs to hear it. You should be shouting this from the rooftops for everyone to hear." And when I heard that story, it was incredibly convicting. And it came to my mind as I was thinking about this verse again this week. And I think when we take that lamp and we hide it under a bed, when we're keeping that truth to ourselves, it's a lot like what's being described in James chapter 1, verse 22, when he says, "Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says." I think when we take that lamp and we hide it under a bed, if we think it's doing us any good, it's not. It's worthless. But when we take that lamp out and we put it on a stand, we can't help but share that light with those around us. And so what I really took away from this verse this week, as I was thinking about it, is that when we allow the gospel to work in our lives, the natural consequence of that should be that we share that gospel with those around us. And so, friends, as you go through your week, I hope that you allow the gospel to work in your life in a way that you can't help but share the gospel with those who are in your sphere of influence. Have a great week, friends.